What's going on, YouTubers? It's your boy Brick Wall Bully. Purple lights, you know. You already know the vibes. A lot of people already saw this one already. So this is the Chinese clone of the Grom, the Honda Grom. So 150cc. She's fully automatic. No gears on this thing right here. Just a moped, CVT driven. Yeah, and this is the new one. Just got her recently from a buddy of mine. This is the Boom 125 11 GT. Well, it's right here pretty much. BD 125 11 GT. Basically a pit bike engine inside this thing. 125, just like the Honda Groms, just like the Vaders and X Pros and everything else. So except it's just full size crotch rocket. This came from Redfox Powersports right here. The other one came from powersportsmax.com. This one is from Red Fox Powersports. Now, originally when I put my order in, I originally put an order in to get the Honda Grom clone, the Vader, everybody know that, stuff like that. It's same as this 125. The only thing is they didn't have any more in stock when I ordered them. And it took some time, and they told me it was going to be shipped out at a certain time. And then that time came, and then they said it's going to take a little longer, sorry. So it ended up almost being a month. So I just pretty much asked for a refund and got my money back. And I bought this off my buddy who bought this from Red Fox as well. But they had this in stock at the time. Or on the bike. It's got a few dings and scratches on it already due to some bull. Well, some of it came from transportation, as we know. We all have to worry about chicken scratches during transpo. But my friend actually dropped the damn bike loading it up on the truck. So I took $100 off. He paid $16 in full for it. That's the bike itself was like $13, and then he had to pay like $200 shipping and handling. I think he paid rush processing. I'm not sure, but he paid about $1,600 altogether, and he took $100 off because he started riding and messing with it. And then when he dropped it, I took another $100 off. So I gave him $14 for it, which still ain't a bad price, to be honest. This is a 4-speed. This is clutch. My first time actually riding a clutch. Well, I won't say riding a clutch. My first time actually owning a clutch. But it's actually weird because when I hopped on this thing, everything just came natural to me. Like I knew what I was doing, even though I really didn't. I just know from the basics and what people taught me from riding. Right now, during the coronavirus, I'm located in New York, actually, and right now a lot of Russia is shut down, so we actually have to mail in certain shit, and I just mailed in my information for this, trying to get my tag for it. So I get on the road right now. I've just been riding up and down the street because I really can't go nowhere and do much. Well, I can, but I'm not the kind of person to ride illegally or dirty because I don't want my shit taken. I love my shit, and I want to keep my shit, so I make sure everything's legal. And if I go off the streets or do anything extravagant, I'll take her because she is on the road and has been on the road. Yeah, she's a 125cc, 4-speed. I can't say what she maxes out at. I've only reached 51 so far, just riding around. I've yet to actually really give her actual test. And the only thing I've done so far was just switched out the air filter box. It was kind of annoying me how big and blocky it was. I'll show you the original air filter that came on it. The original air filter that came on it was this thing right here. Sitting to the side, got the huge air filter. You see it's still clean. But that's the air filter that came on it. And the one I switched it out for, it was actually bigger than what the actual carburetor hole is, so I actually had to take off the tube that was connected to the old box. Took off that tube that's connected to the old box and attached it to this air filter, taped it up, and hey, it's working. See it? She's fun to ride. When you get them, you got to take out the test oil in the engine, because they just put oil in it to keep it lubricated while it's on its way to you being transported. So you got to take that oil out, because it's never the right amount and it's never really the best oil. So you take that out, put some your own fresh oil in if you don't know this already. Had to throw in brake fluid, as everybody know, for the front handlebars, but it's my first motorcycle, so I never knew that that rear brake actually took it its own, which is down here. It's this little cap right here you take off and then pour the brake fluid in there. Double dual disc brakes. I've heard something about these. Somebody told me that I guess if the bike goes a certain speed, they have to put the brakes on like that, the dual disc brakes. I'm not sure, which kind of makes me believe it goes fast because of that, but like I said, I've never maxed it out, so I can't say. Definitely gonna exchange this muffler out. I like my pipes loud. I want you to be able to hear me, so you know that I'm coming. Yeah, a lot of things I had to, when I put it together, we actually had to force on because of the shit. Now, take you around to the damage and show you this shit. There were already scratches along the black plastics, well, the black fairings and everything, and that was due to the transportation and everything. However, when he fell and dropped the bike, it fell on this side. And this scratch is part of that damage, as well as this scratch is part of that damage, and this piece as well is part of that damage. And due to all that, the cluster itself is actually loose in here. It's tight because I had to force the plastic on the outside on it. And if you can tell that I actually forced it because I only got a certain amount of screws in each one. And some of them I can't even get back in, like this one and this one. But it still rides, still works, everything's still good. Over time I can figure all that stuff out. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just most concerned of things rattling and vibrating when I'm riding. So I just get everything tightened up. And also as well, when it came, the mounts for the shield and the mirrors weren't like, they weren't exact, where I'd say they should have been. So you can easily just pop them on. When he dropped the bike, the bar on the inside that holds these two actually got bent a certain way. So I had to kind of bend them back into shape, and then I had to force the plastic on there. So I had to literally force the plastic to a certain extent just to get the bolt in there. As you see, I only got one bolt in each one instead of having two, because I couldn't get a second bolt through the hole because of the way everything was shaped on the inside. But I got the mirrors on, so everything is tight. It's not like I really have to worry about it. I was gonna just get some Gorilla Glue over time and just throw some Gorilla Glue through the cracks and the holes and everything, just to keep that extra end stable, so I don't have to worry about it. Same thing with the cluster. Even though it doesn't move, I wanted to actually, seal this up around it. But yeah, other than that, I mean, she's a nice ride. Definitely rides nice. Definitely rides nice. Brought my keys out with me. So here, start. Oh, that's her keychain. Think about it. One second here. All right. Put the key in. Doesn't sound too bad. Kind of quiet. That's why I want a louder pipe. But not too bad overall. She does have a choke on it right here. If you do get this version, she does have a choke on it that's fully open, closed. And then you have two nozzles. You have two not two nozzles, excuse me. You have two switches for your gas. One is right here. Being all the way down, I should have had that off. That's just running fuel like a motherfucker. But sideways is off, and then downward is on, or up is on. Up or down is fully on, or turn it sideways, you turn it off. And then there's another one right here next to the carburetor on the inside. I'm trying to see if I can grab that for you. Alright, see that switch down there? That's another one too. That's the one that's connected directly to the carburetor right there. And I just keep that one down. I don't even move it. As long as I turn the other one off. Not much gas flow, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, once I get tags on this thing and everything and set up, I can go ahead and I want to actually get my phone mounted on here and then take her out for a run and take her for a speed run so I can get the exact speed and how, where she tops out at, so I know. The only things I would say I've been having a problem with so far is the gearing. Like when I go ride, sometimes I'll be in first gear. And sometimes when I go to shift to second, sometimes it don't go to second, it'll go to neutral. It's like I pull it hard enough, but it's like it goes into neutral. And then I have to tap it back down into one just to bring it back up to two and try again and shit. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. But I definitely want to possibly get a new gear arm. So I wouldn't say this is like the best gear arm I've probably seen. I've seen some more that are actually more sturdier. To me, it's like more or less like some flimsy metal just thrown together, but it's Chinese. What do you expect, Besides that, I mean, most people upgrade their shit or end up fucking buying better parts and swapping everything out and shit and making their shit better, which is what I do with my shit anyway. I mean, it's a Chinese bike. I love it just as well as I love this one, but I get my own upgrades and I get shit and tune it up. I just had to get a new pipe on that thing, because the old one is shot to hell and my tip fell off. So I threw a new pipe on her. And I have the big bore kit for her as well. I just haven't thrown it on. But my big bore is right in here. Got boxes and stuff and everything. I haven't yet put it on. It's going to boost it from a 150 to a 180. And I've yet to do that because I was told I shouldn't put the big bore kit on there if I don't have the proper RPM spring and clutch and drive belt as well. So I'm still looking into all that, even though I'm just going to slap it on here anyway and see what she does. And then I can determine what the fuck I can get from there, because no one is giving me any information on it. I have to search everything on myself. And I don't see reviews, so I have to get shit myself and make reviews myself to let people know what to expect or what's going on with something if they're looking to purchase the same item that I purchased. This is the purpose of me doing a review. In case anyone sees this on Red Fox, you'll see it if you go on this site, redfoxsports.com. I'm not sure if they have them in stock, but a lot of things have been going out of stock lately. I would say, due to this coronavirus right now, they passed that stimulus package, and I would say a lot of people that I've met, just recently met or known for some time, everybody's literally taking their money and getting bikes. Fuck it. I mean, I'm not a hater. But yeah, I love it though. Full size. Only thing that makes me laugh is when I'm riding this thing for some time up and down the street, I'll decide to go for a ride and go ride this thing, and it's lower and smaller, and I feel like I'm actually on a mini bike when I hop on this now compared to the other one. But I still like it though. Still enjoy my time on it. But yeah, that's the Boom 125cc GT. That's what they call it. I'm not sure what other colors they have, but I think blue is one. I think red is another one. But yeah, in case anyone is looking into this, pit bike engine in them. They all have pit bike engines. The engine that's in this bike is the same one that's inside the Grom clone that you call the X Pro or the Vader or whatever. It's the same bike, but it literally has different names because different companies sell them. Which is stupid, but whatever. All the same bike. But yeah, I ended up getting this one off of him, like I said, because the one I ordered took so long. I just asked for my refund, and I ended up taking my money back from them and ended up getting this one instead. The one I was gonna get originally was only costing me 1204. You know, $1,204 and I think 90 cents, if I'm not mistaken. And I ended up asking for a refund. Got my refund back and everything, you know, and just gave my buddy 14 for this. Said fuck it. Originally I was gonna give him 15, but like I said, he dropped the damn bike, so I had to take more money off, even though it should have been more than that. But that's my homie, so I ain't even sweating that. But yeah, this is her, in case anyone's looking to get it. Like I said, she's the Boom 125cc, 4-speed. And if you didn't know, I have another video on this one on my page as well. Sorry to give a review on this and everything about it. But it's the 150cc, fully automatic, no gears. My weight, she tops out at 48 right now. But she does get up to 55 with the lighter weight on it. I will say that. If I let one of my kids ride, she'll get up there quick. But with my weight, she won't. But still fun to ride. And that is called a Yongfu. It's a Hitachi Rocket 150cc. That's all, folks. Enjoy your day. Stay blessed. Stay clean.